Lincoln Heights Middle School is located in Hamlin County, Morristown, Tennessee. Our students represent the diverse tapestry of our town population. Currently, 86% of the students we serve qualify for free and reduced lunch, and many live in poverty conditions. However, we operate on a no-excuse policy at Lincoln Middle. We know that it is our job to assist our students in overcoming life's obstacles and being prepared for college and career. Many of our students go to be incredibly successful, in part due to the hard work of our teachers. In previous years, we have been recognized as a state exemplary school, and this year one of our faculty members was recognized as Tennessee Teacher of the Year. We believe that we are able to achieve great things due to our commitment to shared leadership and continuous improvement. Each day we try to live out our school motto of good together.
Lincoln Heights Middle School implements its vision of shared leadership through a team of teachers known as Learning Leaders. The Learning Leader team leads the school by coaching and leading professional learning communities through research-based PLC processes. For 2 years, Learning Leaders have helped PLCs refine their practice around meeting norms, collecting and analyzing data, common formative assessments, and answering the 4 PLC questions. Our team is unique in that we work together as a learning team to study research-based practices of PLCs. In turn, we lead our school-wide PLCs using these practices for maximum effect. When we took stock of our progress as learning leaders, we decided that while the structural conditions of PLCs were firmly in place, we still wanted teachers to go deeper with professional learning that is linked to student outcomes. So, the Learning Leader team began our summer with a deep dive into the Tools for Learning Schools article, Learning Team Cycle of Continuous Improvement. Utilizing the Team Progress Self-Assessment, we found that our PLC members agreed with us that while PLC meetings were productive and based on mutual collegial respect, we needed to get better at being curious and inquisitive, learning more about teaching, and having a sense of accomplishment. Armed with some self-reflection and feedback from our PLC members, we set out on an intentional journey to shift from being structurally compliant PLCs to becoming dynamic learning teams. We would accomplish this by entering into a strategic cycle of continuous improvement. Our cycle began by analyzing data and setting professional learning goals. For us, data takes many forms, including close examination of unpacked standards, state testing data, common formative assessment data, and analysis of student work samples. After analyzing our data through the lens of priority standards, each department writes a professional learning goal, written as a SMART goal with an emphasis on teacher learning and improvement. Our next step is to clearly identify the current status of the problem through close analysis of student work samples, identifying what student work looks like when it is exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, or below expectations. Together, we discuss what trends we see and any common misconceptions, misunderstandings, or common mistakes. We brainstorm possible causes or gaps that may be occurring in instruction or curriculum, causing students to not meet expectations. Then, we refine our analysis by stating it in the form of a needs statement. After clearly defining the need, we begin the process of individual and collaborative learning. Each team member commits to researching professional literature and strategies that address the classroom need, and to taking risks in the classroom in an attempt to see positive results. During our embedded learning days, we come back together and spend time diving deeper into our new learning and discussing the results of our classroom risks. Our instructional coach joins us to share additional research and resources to address our newly defined problem of practice.
To do it that way because I don't need that, but my students need that. So, and then you made a comment, you said that
I feel like, if we go to the Mars scenario, I'm the one driving the spaceship, I'm the one asking the questions, I'm the one that put on the spacesuit for them, but that we allow them to have that time to be ambitious and explore a text, maybe in a group or in a pairing. And one of the things that I have found very powerful about this conversation today is that every one of you have talked about a text, you've talked about activities that scaffold students to ultimately lead to a writing task.
We then decide as a PLC how instruction should be refined moving forward in response to our collective professional learning and our action research.
For the small steps, we're going to look at the graph as a whole into small steps, but we are also going to...
From here, our PLCs are ready to implement the new learning. Our first step is to collaboratively design a lesson within the framework of our problem of practice, implementing our new instructional ideas.
And you can give them some type of data, and that way they're not all doing the same thing, but they are cooperating and talking about it and bouncing ideas off and practicing one of the skills.
That's what
That's what we need to target with our bell ringer there. I would get rid of 2 as well, because there's more questions and I feel like it'll take more time.
Okay.
So I would definitely go, 1, 3, because of the math, that's a good vehicle, and 5.
So you're saying that we're going to open it up with the bell ringer and talk about the Forbidden City, and that will give them insight?
Well, we need to make sure we supplement somehow, because that's the one thing we're missing out.
Well, all we have to do is add one in about the...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you can always just...
He's got another one stored about
We
the
can
Forbidden City.
find one.
Next, one of our PLC members agrees to teach our collaboratively designed lesson. On lesson day, substitutes are provided for our teachers so that the entire PLC can watch the lesson in action. PLC members observe the lesson and take notes, paying close attention to what students say and do. Following the lesson, we meet as a PLC to review the results and reflect on what we saw and heard.
And for her to get up and pick something different from everyone else was kind of impressive. I was impressed that she picked something.
Didn't get it.
Right, and at that moment, that's where I got stuck. That's when I messed. That's when I stopped, because that's when there was this half of the group that totally had it, and that's when I had it.
And then he said, "Well, what do you picture in your mind?" And that like really spurred her talking, and so he was like thinking through it as she was reading. Which, while she was reading, I didn't think he was paying attention, but he obviously was, and so that was really.
We then make plans to adjust practice in each of our classes. The final stage in the cycle is to monitor, assess, and adjust practice. After moving forward with our new learning and deeper understanding, we continue to meet to discuss our progress, analyze new data, and celebrate success. Engaging in the learning cycle process is truly developing stronger PLCs at Lincoln Heights Middle School. Through supportive leadership and a shared vision for teacher growth, we have moved from collective meeting to collaborative learning and ultimately student success. We genuinely believe that in order for any change in student learning to occur, teacher learning must precede student learning. Entering into an intentional cycle of continuous improvement is allowing us to move our PLCs, our teachers, and our students from good to great.